are prohibited from going to work, selling, or making money. And I'm sure one of the ways they prevent them is by making sure that they don't have capital. Today, ladies, we have a solution. And TB has saved you. And over 1 in 4, that's 27% of women, have been hurt by male partners refusing to provide money or foodstuffs. 56% said it was the sole decision of the man whether to buy or sell land. 62% said buying household goods was the sole decision of men. And 42% said that husbands and partners had the final say in household decisions. So clearly, if economic violence is so prevalent, and we also have the issue where you need politics is fueled by money, and you need access to money to stand for office, it clearly is a major reason why women are not running for office.
When you even have the money, and I had a friend who was running, in the primaries for one of the major political parties in the before the 2016 elections, and she had to give up. She wasn't married, but she had access to funds, and the one she was running against was married. And it was a man. Every single time he mounted a platform, he would say, "How can you trust a woman who is not married?" Yes. So because she's not married, she cannot be elected. Because she's not married, she's not reliable. She's untrustworthy. I mean, how does that even sit in somebody's head?
So she needs to come back and counter that with a stronger campaign.
Oh, she tried. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Coming back from when they said she can't keep her husband.
Yeah, it didn't work. She had to give up.
So? Oh, yeah, there's no keep coming back.
I mean, we have different thresholds. Some can't.
This constituency is probably semi-rural, peri-urban. Yeah.
But to Shala's point, I think we need to build the capacity, and it starts with the conviction. So the point I made that none of us here willingly will choose public service. Maybe organizations like NCCE need to come in to, speak to us and enable us to gain strength and conviction, because you need to want to do it. And many of us right now do not want to go there.
But I think there's also the other side of it, that women are the majority of the voting population. Yeah. If we, the women, say that we want to see more women elected, because we recognize that it would bring positive change to our lives, and we make it a campaign issue, the politicians would listen, and the political parties would make it happen. So we also need to be making our voices heard and supporting other women who want to stand for office. Because if men won't trust a woman because she's not married, I would. And it's individual votes.
The unfortunate thing is that even some women
won't.
So so
the women need to.
We don't support our own enough, and I think it's high time that we started.
So, ladies, as we're pressing for progress, it's 2018. The message is clear. We need to support other women, back them with campaign financing, support them, give them the confidence to run for office, because that's the only way, really, that our issues would change. So we're still on the Joy Super Morning Show is International Women's Day, and the theme is Press for Change, Press for Progress, and we're live on JoyNews. We're on Joy 99.7 FM. We're on Love 99.5 FM. We're streaming live on Facebook, Joy 99.7 FM, and we're also on Twitter at Joy997FM. We want to hear from you. Our lines are open. For WhatsApp is 0244340437. And I'm here with Sarah, with Patience, with Auntie B, and with Nanaba. And we're looking at what can we do to make things happen for women in Ghana, and how can we change the bad numbers. And even as we're talking, I think the traditional challenges we had, we're beginning to forget them, and we're assuming that something has happened. Female genital mutilation. It still happens. So Ghana, we passed a law. I think it must have been in the 90s. I wrote on that. And we made it a criminal offense. And after that, guess what happened? We continued to mutilate the young ladies, but we take them to Burkina Faso because it's not a crime there. So we've exported it. But FGM is still happening. We still have one of the worst statistics for child marriages globally. 1 in 5 young women in Ghana were married before the age of 13. And it's actually worse because in the 1990s, it was 1 in 3. So it's, so now it's better. It was 1 in 3, now it's 1 in 5. So we're doing better, but it's still there. And some of these are also compounded with things like galamsey. So in the communities where you have illegal mining, you also have higher rates of child marriages. So what can we do? Illegal mining. I keep thinking these miners, they must have sisters, they must have mothers, they must have wives. They go home. How can we stop this? Because all this degradation to the environment is affecting the lives of women, the lives of young girls. The women who farm is affecting their livelihoods. The women who process fish is affecting their livelihoods. What can we do, for instance, to protect the environment better and to stop illegal mining? Who wants to take a shot?
Yeah, I want to start with the illegal mining.
Okay.
I really don't support galamsey and all that. I think it's a matter of poverty. People want a means of making money. So if we take that from them, we need to create and enable them to generate opportunities, to make money, to look after themselves. And till we, realize that, till we recognize that and fix the issue and things like, and thankfully we've seen, progress in our economy, the private sector has started to boom, etc. Till we make progress and create opportunities for people to get jobs, make money, they'll be tempted to do unlawful things, So I think we should look at it in a two-pronged manner. Instead of just clamping down on illegal mining, we should also look at creating avenues for economic activity.
Job creation.
Yes.
Okay, so Sarah, let's look at that. Should it be private sector-led or it should be government? The issue of job creation.
I think both. And also, aside from job creation, they cannot work if they haven't got the skills.
Yeah.
So I think skill development is very, very important. I'm totally against galamsey, by the way, but I recently met an ex-galamsey. He has no skills, but he's now turned to sports. And he's making a living for himself from that.
Weightlifting? Because he lifts a lot of
He
pounds.
throws javelin and discus. And he's getting an education. So
How old is he?
He's 20 now. He was doing galamsey from the age of about 14 till about 18 to help support. He's one of 10 children. And, so we have to find them, we have to give them some education and then skills training. But when they come out, what are they going to do? Vocational training is very, very important. For me, I think we should look at that. Because that will solve the poverty and the skills.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of them. We need to find a better way at dealing with this issue of illegal mining. If you stop them, what are you expecting them to do? Armed robbery. Yes, that's the point I was going to make. And remember, at the time the Galamsey task force was busy working, they had a press conference and said that if you do not take us back to where we came from, we are going to take up armed robbery. And I think it's little wonder that we are seeing an increase, a rising spate of armed robbery in our cities. We need to provide them with avenues. And I think we have failed the youth in this country. It's sad that we still do not know our unemployment rates in this country. So every political party campaigning says that
it's been 11% for
a long time. Everyone says that when I come, I'm going to create jobs, and they cannot tell you how many jobs they have created. I mean, if you ask the current administration how many jobs they've created since January 7 till date, they are going to give you different figures. The president will say one thing, the minister responsible will say another. The agri minister will tell you 745,000, and you can't even see it. So for job creation, we have failed.
Auntie B is laughing. Auntie B,
we are not doing well.
Auntie B, what do you think? Is the issue only job creation, skills? From where you are, what do you see as a challenge?
Are these people prepared to learn any other thing apart from what they originally know?
But they learned the galamsey too, so they can learn something else.
They enter into galamsey because that was what they were doing. But if you stop them, and you want to give them something else, are they prepared to do it?
Some are. Some are.
Yeah. If their other option is going to prison or going to jail or learning a new skill, I think they would choose a new skill. You don't trust her.
Do we have females involved in the galamsey?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Washing, yes, we do.
What do they do?
They wash
the
gold. So the men go down there, bring it, and the women wash it.
Quick money. You see, in the market, we have people inside the market and people outside the market. The people outside the market have stores in the market where they can sit to trade. But because when they come out of the market, they get quick money fast. They sell their goods fast. So even if you go to the sky and build a multi-million market for them, they will still come down to the street to sell. This is all about it. You educate them, you give them skills, and they will still go back.
No, but I think I agree with Sarah that yes, the lure to go back would be there. But if you know that there are penalties, you are forced to also consider alternatives.
You won't have a choice.
You won't have a choice. Now the issue is what skills.
A bit, from illegal mining to sport, because you mentioned sport. There are instances where you have a woman who is interested in playing football. But no one is willing to help them. They are born with talents but held back by prejudice. And so you have female footballers in this country who say that all I want to do is play football. But they are not getting the support in this country. They go out, play international tournaments, win gold, something the Black Stars haven't done forever, in over 30 years. But these women come back, win gold, and they have to beg, hold up placards, go down on their knees for the Ministry of Sports to pay them. And it is sad. And this is what they want to do. They will say that, football is not a woman's job. What do you mean it's not a woman's job? But the women, this is what they want to do. They are talented. It is so sad that in the 21st century, you have a GFA that is not totally committed to women's football. So you have women playing at the Accra Sports Stadium in an international tournament, and they are wearing jerseys for men, and it's oversized, and it's not allowing them to move freely. So halftime, they go into the dressing room, and then the sleeves have to be cut off. Yeah, this happened in 2016 in Ghana. In 2016.
I was busy counting votes.
Yes, you didn't pay attention, and this is happening to our female footballers. So they can't train because, number one, it is not for women. Or when we organize a tournament, people won't come to the stadium. Yes. But you have the same men managing the men's football, and people are trooping to the stadium. So why can't you use the same strategy to market women's football?
And the same men also go out to watch Miss Ghana, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, they prefer... Miss Ghana is different. they will see things that are more pleasant to their eyes. So it's sad. So
oversized jerseys.
Instead of oversized jerseys. So it's so sad that a woman will choose a job...
If we had more women heading businesses, more women in the boardroom, don't you think we'd get more sponsorship for women in sports?
Absolutely. I completely agree.
I beg to differ. Yeah? Because at the moment, that's what I'm doing. I am securing sponsorship for 3 female athletes and 1 male athlete. And I'm getting good traction from men. It's about the passion for the sports and the realization that sports can do a lot for a nation. Yeah. First of all, it teaches amazing skills, team building, time management, organization, and it also for the youth. Yeah. It uses up their spare energy. I mean,
Sarah is bringing up some very important solutions, which we would need to take a break now and come back to that. But I think the key thing is we must find solutions. Nanaba has made a very poignant point that in Ghana, women are born with talent, but they are held back with by prejudice, because we just believe that certain jobs, whether it is at the Electoral Commission or in football, is just not for women. And so we need to break this. We are pressing for progress. We need to make some progress for women this time around. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we would look at the prejudice issues and how we can break it. And I think that the point Sarah started making about sports as the big enabler is something that we can explore further. So we'll take a break now, and we'll come back very quickly and continue with this very interesting conversation.
Okay, so just a little break there from that great conversation. Is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission running the affairs of the morning, bringing you the Super Morning Show. It's a special one. It's also here an extended version of the AM show as well. Lots of you enjoying it, and so you're sending us messages, you're doing the Facebook, and you're sending WhatsApp messages as well. They're going to activate the phone lines at some point, so you can also call and contribute. But let's go to WhatsApp and read some of the messages that you're sending through, and then we will go to Facebook in a bit. This one says, good morning, noble women of substance, especially the flamboyant and indomitable EC chair Nanaba. And you're apologizing because you don't know the rest. Well, it's Patience Achian, who is the managing director of Barclays Bank. We've also got Auntie B, who is a market woman, and Sarah Asafu-Adjaye, together with Nanaba Namoa, and of course the woman in the big seats. She's not new to sitting in hot seats, is Charlotte Osei. So thank you for sending this message. Kindly include your name when you send us messages. Martin Teng from Tongo in Upper East says, I wish all women a happy Women's Day across our nation, especially EC boss. We're proud of them as wives and mothers. Thank you for sending that message. This one says, women depend somehow on men, and at the end of the day being proposed to by men. I believe that in these instances there are inequality present instead of equality. If you've got a message that you want to send it to us so we can read and share it with everybody else, you can go ahead and send us regular text messages like somebody has done right now, saying Happy Women's Day to all women and to our mothers and wives. I'm very proud of you all. This person simply saying that you respect and cherish women a lot. All right, thank you very much. Please include your name when you send us messages. Quickly, let's go to Facebook. Citizen Maving is writing rather a very long one, but Bernard Kwekwesiedu first says, indeed, women need to be given a chance in our political arena. This can even help fight corruption. When a woman is even stealing, there will be some sense of sympathy as compared to a man. And Citizen Marvin says, Madam Charlotte Osei, as a woman and as a lawyer, what is your take on this deliberate mass failing of professional law students in the Ghana School of Law? Of course, it is not the lecturers who are to blame. They only lectured and were not allowed to assess the very student they lectured. Thankfully enough, aside being a woman, you are the EC boss. What really is your take on the many young ladies who are struggling to become lawyers and are being deliberately denied? Out of 560 very potential lawyers, only 91 are said to have passed, and yet stakeholders are mute on this because they are afraid of victimization by the powers that be. Oh, Ghana, even after 61 years of independence. Big question mark. Long question to Madam Charlotte Osei, and I doubt if she can deal with this. As you know, she's not a member of the Ghana Legal Council. But let's see. Hopefully they touch on that. R.T. Randolph says, healthy discussion. Well, we thank you for enjoying the show. There is more to come because it's just 23 minutes after 9, and this is going on till 10 a.m. This one says, I celebrate, and I'm just crossing over to WhatsApp in between Facebook and WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, I celebrate women today and forever. That's from Morris. This one says, I love the EC woman. She should know that all men are against them. Not all men are against them. The men against them are lazy men. Please include your name so I know who exactly is sending me messages. Frederick Kuma in Wasa Ikropong says, the women on your panel are doing a fantastic job. Here's another one that says, I wish all women, or I was at the labor ward to watch my wife that moment. I came, believe that women are brave, from Famie Zygo from Takrady. Witnessing your wife deliver kind of change your entire perspective about the woman. That's a good thing. This one says, I wish all men happy Women's Day. The morning show crew have made my day. From Isaac Ingiza Apia from Bia East District in the Western North, sending this message. Afu Michael says the panel needs to recognize what the president is doing for women, championing for women. Afu Michael also sending this message. And here's another one from Chumesi. Chumesi says, women are a blessing. Basically, we need more women in the society. Okay, Moses Chumesi sending this WhatsApp message. If you've also got a message, please don't hesitate. Just hit it and I'll share it. This one, and it's a text message. This one says, congratulations for good work this morning. Regards to all the panelists and the beautiful, good and nice host, Charlotte Osei. Is from Wunzuya in Tamale. And it looks like she's doing a fantastic job because you're kind of loving it. Okay, so send us messages if you've got a message to share on Facebook. International Women's Day, of course, that's the conversation that we're having. It is very sad that we don't have a healthy number of women representing us in Parliament. That's a comment that Nanaba and Namwa made whilst having the conversation of women representative in Parliament and women in elected positioning. But there are comments on this. Prince Yadom Boache says most of the women who get the opportunity to serve in political office tend to be corrupt than their male counterparts. Where is the proof, Prince Yadom? Benjamin Amankwa says, you people are even lucky. Go and ask your grandparents when Papa Rawlings was the president of Ghana and his wife was the only female in Ghana who was able to visit Parliament. That one cry is because that woman was bold. Okay, we know that we've changed, we've come a long way, and every woman appreciates that we've come a very, very long way. Beloved Sin Obini says, so you want to, okay. All right, Linda Bell Amma says, it is sad enough, but we need to change our mindset before we can get the numbers. Angel, Mikhail, you're sending WhatsApp messages and you're also on Facebook. I love that. He said, I'm sad none of the panelists talking about President Akufo-Addo championing for women. Gideon Safu says, Nanaba, you can try to, as in try and get elected and go to Parliament. Asafu-Adjaye Korea says, all you can mention is Parliament. Emmanuel Kweku says, Nana, are you a man? Cheap talk. Okay, so some people just simply think that it's just the normal talk. Troya says politics is not for the faint-hearted. And then Emmanuel Bright Wampong says, gradually, they will get there. Yeah, but the argument is that women have such a big heart, is even bigger than what the men can contain. Women can take in a lot. Just try getting pregnant if you're a man and see what I'm talking about. Amanda Lisa Ajwa says, it's time women support each other. I agree. Daniel Ablo says you can also do it. Mildred Amma says, healthy, meaning what? Okay, so people kind of having the conversations amongst themselves as well. We're joining in the conversation again. It's 27 minutes after 9. Is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission taking charge of a special edition of the Super Morning Show, which is also on the AM show, which is an extended version of our show. Let's go to WhatsApp because we've got lots and lots of messages trickling in on WhatsApp. But we'll come back because the conversation is just picking up again. We will come back with more of your comments. Stay with us.
7 FM, Love FM 99.5 in Kumasi, JoyNews, and we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also on Twitter at Joy997FM and on Facebook. And you can reach us via our WhatsApp line. Ladies, we're waiting to hear from you. We'll be taking your messages very soon on 0244-340-437. So back to my guests. I'm here with Patience, I'm here with Sarah, I'm here with Auntie B and with Nanaba, and we're looking at the issues concerning women in Ghana. And the hotline is brought to you by Malcolm, where Ghana shops. Are you ready for the Obolo Savings Promotion? Yes, it's the Malcolm Obolo Savings Promotion. Fat savings at Malcolm. Enjoy a flat 10% discount on every purchase of 150 Ghana cedis and above in Malcolm shops nationwide. We help you save, but terms and conditions apply. Malcolm, where Ghana shops. And the text messages we'll be reading out very soon are brought to you by Glyco Life. We cushion you for life. And Afrodan, your back must last you a lifetime. The average person will sit for about 75,000 hours in his working life. But as humans, we are not made to sit for extended periods of time. We are designed to be upright, walking, running, and on the move. So, have you been sitting and standing still for extended periods? This is detrimental to your health. How then do you protect your health since you must necessarily sit down to work? The answers can be found with Afrodan. Afrodan is offering you today the most comfortable chair in the world, period. And that's a Nightingale Extreme Comfort Chair. With over 10 thoughtfully engineered features, especially customized for your health and comfort, working has never had it this good. So go to Afrodon on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade and feel this chair. You'll be amazed. The Nightingale Extreme Comfort Chair. I'm going to get one. So ladies, we're back. And just before we went on break, there were some very good points coming up. Sarah was talking about how we can use sports as the great enabler, and Nanaba had made the point that we have a lot of talented women in Ghana, but they are held back by prejudice. And it's interesting because there's so many cultural taboos. I mean, even food taboos. You can't eat chicken, mangoes, or eggs when you're pregnant. And you're not allowed to eat proper food for 1 or 2 days after giving birth. And then we've talked about forced marriages. There's still the issue of the bride price or the dowry, which makes men think that the women are property. And this is what becomes economic violence and domestic violence down the line. And then we have, we've talked about widowhood rights. We've talked about even widows being inherited by their husbands, brothers, even in 2018. I think it was on the news today. And then we've talked about adultery. This adultery rights that publicly shame women for committing adultery, but it's like they committed it by themselves because the men are never shamed or punished. So we need to get past this prejudice because it seems to be the big thing limiting women in every area, whether it's from doing business, being economically empowered, or going into public office or taking the big jobs. So just around the table, 2 minutes, how do we get past this? What are the solutions? Nanaba, let's start with you and go around this way.
Well, I think that the only way we can change this is by pressing harder. I think Press for Progress tells us not to be complacent. That's basically what this message is about, that we've done well, but there's more we can do. We need to keep pressing. If we don't press hard enough, the mindsets will not change. I mean, if you can't eat chicken and egg, I love eggs and chicken. How can you tell me not to have chicken when I'm pregnant? I mean, how? It doesn't make sense. I think for those who still hold on to these beliefs, we should give them one day to try. Not to use them, but to try other people. If they realize that nothing would happen to these people, if they still go through life peacefully, just like every other day, they are held back from doing whatever they want to do, they will know that these inhibitions, these beliefs are rather inhibitions. They don't allow you to grow. They don't allow you to make progress in life. So we should start by educating people. The media in particular should focus some time on changing mindsets.
I'm so happy, and you're coming from the media and you're saying this.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, Auntie B, do you have personal experience of prejudice? How has it affected you in your life, and what can we do to stop it?
Personally, I haven't experienced something of that in my life because I happen to be in a society where my mom and my dad are so much pressful that they will not allow you to fall back into different...
Did you have brothers?
I have.
Did you have the same opportunities, chances as your brothers?
Yes. It's only after the death of our parents that they started, they tried doing something fishy about I'm the Edu, I'm the male Edu, and you are a female Edu, therefore you don't have to own property. But even then, we didn't give them that chance.
You fought it.
Yes.
She pressed. Until we persisted.
Yes, that's right. For instance, yesterday, one of my junior brother happened to be beating a smaller boy I was keeping, and that's also another Edu. He was beating them. When I went home, the boy's forehead was swollen. I said, but what did you do? What did you do before they beat you so much? He said, Mommy, I didn't do anything. I had a catapult I was playing with. My senior father seized the catapult, and I felt his mind, so I went secretly to take it. When he saw me, he said, why have I come for the catapult? And that's why he has beaten me so much. He said, oh, Then I directly confronted my brother, said, Mecca, but why did you do this? Is it fair to handle a small boy like that, a boy of about 8 years? Why do you have to do that to him? Said, assuming the father is here, would you have had the chance to do this thing today? Said, even if the father come, I'll beat him with the father. Say, you lie. You can't stand the father. The father will beat you mercilessly.
I think Auntie B is a great example for pressing for progress. I mean, it's in the DNA, and she's a great defender of the rights of the vulnerable, which is really what we should also be looking at, using our positions to ensure that we are supporting those who are in less privileged positions and who are more vulnerable than we are. Sarah, what are your thoughts on pressing for progress and getting past prejudice?
We have to empower people through education. When I say education, it's not just school education. People have so many skills that are undiscovered, and so we should encourage people those who can't get jobs in the formal sector, do whatever you can. A small cottage industry. There's so many young women, and I'm so proud of them, doing stuff in their kitchens, shea butter, making candles, dressmaking. We have to empower all women to work for themselves if they can't get a job working for someone else, and just teach them that they are worthy, that their contribution to the nation building matters, and that's the way we'll move forward.
Thank you, Sarah. I think that's really it, and I think it keeps coming back in all the discussions that education and skills training is really what we should be looking at, and maybe when we round up, we'll see how we as women. I think the four of us around this table are among the most privileged of women in this country in terms of education and opportunities, how we can reach out to the younger ones and pass on skills and mentoring. Patience, you are you're the first female.
No, actually
there was a Margaret. Okay, so
Zambia,
of our own.
So I'm the first Ghanaian female.
Yes, first Ghanaian female, and it is still an industry that is very male dominated,
Indeed.
especially at the top. We have lots of female tellers.
Yes.
But at the top, we still don't have enough women.
Yes.
So there's still prejudice, even in that sector. How do we think we can get past this?
Yeah. I think this year's theme, Pressing for Progress, is a timely reminder that we still have a lot of work to do, because the world keeps changing. If you look at the enormous amount of change going on, we need to keep pressing forward. And sometimes we've made progress, slowly, but progress nonetheless. Because when I took over my role, I was the only female MD of a bank. Now we are 4. So that is progress. However, having said that, I think there's a lot more that we can do. And some of the things that we need to avert our minds to is creating the kinds of environments in our workplaces that make it easy for capable women with talent to rise up. So one of the things to look at, in my view, is, for example, the number of months for maternity leave. The 3 months, for most people, is small. I recall I took 3 months and added my full year's leave. So I had almost 6 months. We've got to do something, and what I propose, and it's something we've started, is after the mandatory 3 months, we should give women the opportunity, if they want to take a break, a career break, to look after their children, to do so, because
and have their job, understand that their jobs are secure. Yes.
Because actually, I have too many instances where very capable women are so overwhelmed by the responsibilities involved with looking after small children and working,
especially when the burden is still overwhelmingly on women.
Indeed, that they just resign.
Yeah.
And now we're telling them, you don't have to just resign. Take a break. You need it. Go look after your kid and come back. I think these are some of the things.
This is a fantastic example of why we need women at the top, because they understand us. They get our challenges. And this is the only way we can make progress and move from the talk into sustainable action. And we hope that the Ghana Employers Association is listening to us today. Please think about the women. You are going to need labor in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, in the next 50 years to sustain your business. If women cannot have babies and take time off and socialize and groom these babies properly, you are not going to have employees, because the last time we checked, the men don't have babies. So please consider flexi time and extended maternity leaves. We're now going to open our phone lines, I think most exciting bit of the show, and listen to the voices of the other women of Ghana. What do they have to tell us? We want to hear from you. What can we do to make women stronger, to make more effort in the advancement of women? How can we support our sisters with disabilities better? And the phone lines are the same as our WhatsApp line. It's 0244-340-437. We want to hear from you, ladies, so please, please, please call us, send us messages. Let's hear and let's make progress together. It's 0244. Our lines are 0244-340-437. Send us a message. WhatsApp line is the same, 0244-340-437. It's International Women's Day on Joy 99.7 and Love 99.5 FM. And ladies, we want to hear from you. We're waiting. So, in terms of making progress, while we're waiting to hear from our ladies, how do we keep talking about skills. What can we around the table do to make sure that these women are empowered, our young sisters are empowered, and they get some skills so that they have options in life? Sarah, you want to
start on the community level? I'm very involved in my community. And if someone comes to me, a young girl, and I ask her what she's doing, I ask her, what is she good at? What does she like doing? So I've helped a lady start.
Sorry, I have to we have someone on the line. I didn't catch the name. Something Ibrahim? Musa Ibrahim. That's not a woman's name. Why on International Women's Day are the men stepping and not even letting us hear from the women? Okay, Musa, let's hear from you, Musa.
Yeah, it's a man's name. It's because we appreciate you very much.
Musa, please put off your TV. We can't hear you very well.
Hello?
We can't hear you. Can you turn down your radio, your TV set? We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I think it's better, yes.
Okay. It's because we appreciate women very much. That's why we are stepping in.
Yeah. Thank you, Musa.
Yeah, most especially easy boss. Let's Charlotte say, I respect you so much. And then all your panelists, Nanaba and the rest. God bless you, women, for your kind gestures. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Musa. Okay, Sarah, yes, very encouraging. We have men out there who are supporting the cause of women. Brilliant.
I mean, these days you see men taking their daughters to the salon, their sons to the barbering shop, the barber shop, and they're doing a lot for their spouses. They're helping them at home. Your husband.
I'm not sure they are helping. I think they are recognizing that they have a role to play.
But it's progress. You know, it's progress.
It's progress.
It's a lot of progress.
So my husband woke me up to be here early.
You see, progress.
Progress. Shout out to Kwame.
Shout out to the men who get it. There are a lot of them out there.
And those who are doing it, they find they enjoy it.
Yes, they do. They really.
I know a man who the wife.
We have Farida on the line.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, Farida.
Yes. Happy Women's Day to all the panelists and all women also watching.
Thank you, Farida, and to you as well.
I've seen my Auntie Sarah. She's also a partner in sports.
Oh, Farida.
We are all together. Yes.
Partner. Yes.
Yeah, I'm into swimming. She's also into swimming and has topped it up with athletics.
Yes.
So I think that apart from the workplace, that is public service and what have you, also in the sports discipline, there are less women involved. But with Auntie Sarah and some of the leaders now, we are getting more women into the top in sports. Now we have a lot of board members on the various federation and also the international federation. So I think that we shouldn't look at the one side. We should also look at the other side of our development is also looking at sports. And secondly, I will appeal to every woman listening to me. I think that for us to make progress, we should always try to train women to leap in, to fill in when there are no women available. But the problem is that some of the women are also the cause of why women are static, why there's no progress. You get to a field and then you see a woman who is a leader or who is the head at that institution. This woman will make sure that all the other women, she will not like them. She will not even give them the opportunity to fill in that position. Until we change that attitude, we will get men supporting us, but we will not get women to fill in positions when there are vacancies. So I'm using this day to appeal to fellow women to please, when they are on top, they should train the young ones to be able to fill in when they are not available. That is going to give us that percentage that we need to make sure there's parity at
Thank you very much, Farida. Farida, thank you. I think Farida...
Thank you.
Farida has brought up a very good point, first, sports as a big opportunity, and we need to open the doors for women in the area of sports, but also about women who do not support other women. I think it was Madeleine Albright who said there's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women, and I sure hope it's true, and I hope God is listening. But for me, it also means that it's not a woman thing, it's a human thing. You're going to have good people and you're going to have bad people. You are going to have... There are men who are really, really mean to other men, in fact, to other people, and won't let you advance, and there are women. So it's just a call for all of us to be better people.
But I think we can make a deliberate effort.
Yes, and we need to make a deliberate effort to support other women. And recognize that when we help other women, we're helping ourselves ultimately.
Using Farida as an example, she has fought hard and she has won a position on the African Swimming Board, which was previously held by men. So congrats,
Farida. Congrats. So we're still talking about prejudice. How do we get past prejudice? I'm still concerned about the young girls who cannot cross that river to go to school every month.
Yeah. I think we need authorities to step in. We need the Ministry of Education to be interested. The gender ministry should be interested if they have social protection attached to their ministry. This is where their role is being called in for action to take place. These girls want to study. They want to go to school. Unfortunately, they don't have schools in their communities. They have to cross the river to access education. The least we can do is to make it easy for them to go to school. But if we're being told that some river god is not in the mood for you because you are menstruating, so you cannot cross the river, I mean, it's heartbreaking. So authorities must step in. Yes, there are chiefs in there, and I'm sure the chiefs are progressive. The chiefs are progressive. We should go speak to them to allow the girls to go to school. It's the only way out of this situation.
That's a challenge for all of us. Yeah. We need to go engage those chiefs. Let's read out some of the messages we've received. Sam Brandbois on Twitter says, women don't need to be empowered and celebrated through quotes, posts, and poems. How about we invest in them, hire them, and most importantly, pay them? I think we do all. Yeah. Even the posts and the poems help.
But more importantly, hire them and pay them.
Yes. Another listener says, let's hope the current trends of having more girls in the classrooms than before will result one day in the change of the boardrooms. Straight up. We're praying so too. Another one, Sampong80 on Twitter. Happy Women's Day to all women. Let's learn to encourage and appreciate each other's efforts at bettering ourselves. The backbiting and jealousy is too much and it's taking us nowhere. I think that's for all people anyway, but for the women, special call out on International Women's Day. Let's stop the backbiting and the jealousy and the pettiness. Then another listener says, we're really enjoying the Joy Super Morning Show. Happy International Women's Day to all women. You all ain't playing at all as your numbers continue to increase in the Forbes list of billionaires in the world. Not enough. Congrats. We need all the ones around this table to be all the ones around this table need to be on that list. Then somebody, Nanaba's crushes are here. It's indeed a great delight and sensation to hear Adi Nanaba. Is she the only one you're hearing on the Joy Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7? She's brought a lovely touch to the newspaper review this morning. As we celebrate women today, I celebrate her for her utmost excellence in the media and womanhood as a whole. Apart Martins on Facebook says, bear in mind some women to abuse the positions if they have the opportunity, just like some men do. In fact, just like a lot of men do.
Mediocrity
a lot of men do.
So let's have women there and enjoy the mediocrity as well.
You're not getting us today. Then Evelyn on Facebook says, please use this platform to inform women leaders to be humble. I'm a woman, but what I experience at the real work world is terrible. Well, the real work world also has a lot of men, and we encourage the men and the women to be humble as well. So we have a caller online. Let's hear our caller.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. My name is Alasan. I'm calling from Tamari.
Okay, Alasan, good to hear from you.
Yeah,
I was expecting a female voice, though, but I'll take you.
International Women's Day, madam.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm wishing you probably a happy International Women's
Day.
You.
Thank you, Alasan.
Yeah. Madam, the issue I want to put across is the fact that women in Ghana themselves is like they are never ready to team up in order to support each other or one another. Why do I say that? You look at some, like, there are a lot of incidents that happen in the country, which, as a man sitting elsewhere, you think that we should have more women coming out in order to support their fellow women being victimized in the public sector.
Like which
but
ones?
Here is a good.
Like which incident?
One incident I can cite is one of your panelists, Madam Nanaba. She had an issue with when she was working in, I think that was
TV3?
The Photoshop. You see, no, we didn't hear anything about any woman coming out in order to support her, to let them understand that what she did was, even though she must have erred, but then it does not call for her removal.
But Alasan, hold up. First of all, Nanaba is here. We can ask her whether she got support from women. I certainly supported Nanaba, I remember. But wait. You're taking, hold up. You're taking one example.
Okay.
When I had issues, I got significant support from women. I didn't know them. They never talked to me. They just went out on the streets. So we need to have some balance in this assessment. There are a lot of other instances where we've had women speak up for other women. Let's have some balance. And we've had a lot of men who have issues at their workplace. They get kicked out. I don't see men coming out with placards and demonstrating for them.
You haven't seen that? Anytime a man is having a problem, you will see that there will be a lot of women supporting that man from that sector. Trying to what?
So your point is really that women need to speak up and support other women more.
And support one another.
Okay, we get you, Alasan. Thank you. We shall recommit on International Women's Day to supporting our fellow women. Thank you. Okay.
Right. Can I just say that this women not supporting women, it's a fallacy, and we have to stop even listening
But I think that's going to be a big discussion after the break. Let's take a break now, and we'll come back and we'll look at, is it really true that women don't support other women? Or we just take particular instances and make a generalization out of it? Okay.
Okay, so here's a message that perhaps kind of sums up everything that we've been watching and listening. This one from Godwin says, great show, great host, wonderful panelists. Wish you all happy Women's Day, especially Madam Charlotte Osei, and it's from Godwin. I tell you what, my name is Mama Vio Asafu-Adjaye. Very early on in the show, Roland Walker was here. We had to send him packing because it's International Women's Day. But this is where we have to end the program this morning. We'll come back and wrap up. Madam Charlotte Osei will wrap up the entire conversation when they return from that break. But for us here on the AM show, we have to say goodbye, but we've got great producers and great directors with us this morning. Martha Krentel Aqua and Patrick Gomez leading that, together with Patricia Osei and many other crew members that obviously I can't mention all the names. We thank you all for watching the show. Here's one last message. The messages are ciao, but of course we can't read all. We have to make way for other programming. This one says, I just love how they discuss the Galamsey issue. I think the moratorium must be lifted and measures put in place to reduce the effect of the activities on the environment. It's from Frederick Kuma in Wasa Ekropong. So various people watching this particular conversation on International Women's Day from various places as well. We appreciate, and those who followed us on Facebook, we thank you very much. We thank you for watching and joining in the conversation. We'll have Madam Charlotte say wrap up the entire show, and then we'll bring many more conversations later on. News Desk will be on in a bit. Stay with us. You're still watching Joy News.
Do, do, boy.
welcome back. And it's the International Women's Day edition of the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM, on Love 99.5 FM, Joy News TV, and we're live on Facebook. And you can reach us on WhatsApp. Phone lines are open, 0244 340 437. And I'm here with my very, very, very lovely panel. But before I get to them, let me tell you about GoTV. For your loyalty, GoTV is saying thank you with GoTV Wow by giving you airtime straight to your mobile phone. Yes, that's right. You're going to get free mobile talk time every month. To qualify, stay connected